in your house. 1 from the...
No subtitle.
Yeah, it's from the... I'm going to try really hard with this. Onondaga County War Memorial in Syracuse, New York.
I think ECW taped a show there the night before.
I wouldn't doubt it. The attendance was at 7,000 exactly.
Never mind.
Yeah. Well, they tapered, they tarped off like 3/4 of the arena for ECW, so it's all good.
Wait, they could afford tarps?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, Paul Heyman knew a guy who knew a guy. All right.
Who robbed a guy?
Wow. That's all hearsay. Okay, rumor and innuendo. Either way.
It's true.
The odd thing about these two shows we're talking about, the attendance for both, 7,000 exactly. It's crazy and ironic.
Yeah, it's crazy. 7,000 people want to watch that garbage.
I don't know. Maybe it's all the garbage we've been watching this year so far. I didn't hate either one of these events. I didn't love them, but I didn't hate them.
I'll tell you, you know what's funny real quick? Looking back at it, though, I remember watching these when I was in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
And, I would, be on the edge of my seat for it, you know?
Yeah, as a kid.
I'm not joking. I would, literally be, anticipating this is the greatest thing that's going to happen all month.
Yeah.
And I didn't crap on it either. I legitimately enjoyed it. Looking back, I'm like, God, that was bad.
Yeah, as a kid, I used to rent these videotapes from Blockbuster all the time. The majority of them were from this era. And because I remember a lot of King Mabel, unfortunately, as a child. And God, not so great looking back. But yeah, as a kid, I grew up on this stuff because I always rented the Coliseum home videos and stuff. I didn't get so much into WCW because it wasn't targeted for kids per se. But we'll get into some of that goofy crap here in a moment. Let's start with this. On May 14th, 1995, in the opening video package...
Mother's Day, by the way.
It was, yes, and they mentioned that 5,000 times during this show.
That's why I said it.
Yeah. Well, in the opening video package, Todd Bettenkill says, tonight, about 1,000 times. Says, tonight, you'll see this guy versus that guy, and we'll also see this guy versus that guy. Tonight! And I'm like, God dang it, we get it, tonight.
When?
Yeah. They also pushed that a winner will get a country club home in Orlando, Florida, which you and I talked about a little bit last week.
Again, I think that's somewhat of an oxymoron. Anyways.
Wow. Well, you pointed out a couple of the flaws with this last week. The flaw with it, to begin with, was this was a home given away in Orlando, Florida during hurricane season. So there's that. The second thing is, as of today, that home has been foreclosed upon.
Yeah.
So there's that. Just
real quick too, the winners were from Vegas, so they moved from sunny hot Vegas to probably hot Orlando, but again, hurricane season.
Well, I gotta ask.
From landlocked, no tsunami could touch them, to being prime target number 1. So there you go.
Well, if I would have, if they gave me a home, I mean, unless I was out of work and it's okay, cool,
yeah.
whatever.
I'm not crapping on that. I would have took it too. It's just
I was
the circumstances in which they came.
Yeah,
from Vegas.
But no, I was thinking it's if I was living across the country and they gave me a home in Florida, I'd be like, it's gonna be my vacation home. And but the thing is, you still got to pay taxes on that piece of crap. Well, I don't know. I guess Florida has really good taxes because all the retirees go down there and everything. So I don't know. But either way, we're getting too much into the weeds with this. Vince McMahon is joined by Doc Hendricks on commentary. I've never heard Doc Hendricks do commentary before, so this was a change. He was actually pretty good. He wasn't
He was not bad. I didn't hate him.
Yeah, he was not exceptional, but he was pretty good. Especially after hearing, Lawler's fine, but after hearing him squawk for the past 2 pay-per-views, it was a nice change. But he was in full heel mode here against the corny babyface of Vince McMahon. They opened the show with Hakushi versus Bret Hart. Hakushi was, of course, joined by Shinja, whose face was painted white for some reason, which I guess is a literal representation of whitewashing in Hollywood. I'm going to go with that.
Move on. That's a hard subject right now. Just move on, please.
they did to Shinja what Hollywood did to Ghost in the Shell. But anyway.
Oh, my God.
I never noticed this before because, I mean, not like I paid a whole lot of attention to Hakushi, but you could definitely tell that his theme song was created for The Undertaker. Like, if none of you have heard the story about that, go check it out. Throw it in your Google machine. I guess they wrote, like, a violin version of The Undertaker's theme, and they were like, it's not going to work, but we'll save it. And then they gave it to Hakushi. So, but it worked. Bret, in a backstage interview, dedicates the match to his mother and tells Jerry Lawler that he's next. Because, yes, Bret will be wrestling twice tonight. I see an old couple with their grandkid in the front row, a fat guy wearing a Gold's Gym t-shirt, which, I'm going to talk about oxymorons, and two middle-aged guys with hair halfway down their backs wearing ECW merchandise.
Wow, the original Young Bucks thing.
Wow, you're not wrong. I've got to point this out because I do in every match.
Stick it to the man by wearing the opposite.
Yeah, we got to wear the ECW shirts in front of the hard cam. But yeah, that tells you about, how invested I was in this when I, am noticing who's all in the crowd. But I got to point this out because I do every time he's refereeing a match. Tim White was a referee, and I don't believe that was wise.
That's not wise?
That's not wise, Mr. White. Throw that in your Google machine if you don't get it. Hakushi goes...
Oh, don't. I mean, you don't want to watch suicide. Don't promote suicide, please.
That's not real suicide. It was fake haha suicide, because if there's one thing that's funny, it's trying to kill yourself. Right?
Well, Josh Matthews makes it funny.
He does. He was the best part of the whole thing. Like, he'd go to blow his brains out. Mr. White, that's not wise. Like, who says that? The guy's trying to electrocute himself.
Your substitute teacher? I don't know.
He was like literally trying to hang himself one day, and he's like, Mr. White, I wouldn't do that. That's not wise. Like, what? What the hell? Call 911, you freak. Like,
is there a wise way to kill yourself?
I ask Bill Murray. Like, he tried many different ways in Groundhog. They made a literal version of Groundhog Day. My God.
I gotta go back and watch those now.
Or don't. Well, first thing I took notes on here is Hakushi goes for like a flying shoulder or something, and Bret clearly didn't get the memo because it looks like he was trying to like arm drag him, and they both just kind of like take a bump. It was weird. Hakushi sends Bret off into the ropes and bends over. Bret just stops himself, slowly grabs Hakushi, and then elbows him in the back of the head. They had some awkward exchanges in this match. Bret hits the corner chest first and proves that no one has ever attacked a buckle better. Do you remember how he used to hit the buckles?
I do.
Looked like he was about to go through them. Like, holy crap, he hit him hard. That's what she said. Anyway, Shinja...
I missed that.
Shinja starts to get involved more, distracting the ref and choking Bret at various points. Bret hits a clothesline on Hakushi at one point, and Hakushi backflips onto his stomach. That was crazy. After Shinja trips Bret, Bret hits a suicide dive onto Shinja. I've never seen Bret suicide dive before. Hendricks says, "This is wrestling at its best," and McMahon corrects him, saying, "This is the WWF at its best." Like, God, even back then, don't call it wrestling, pal, even though our name is the World Wrestling Federation. Shinja gets involved again. Hart punches him. Then Hakushi hits an Asai moonsault on him, which was a big deal back in '95 in WWF. Bret barely beats the count and ends up pinning Hakushi with a victory roll, because them Hart boys sure love victory rolls. Then freaking tons of pyro goes off when he wins the match, and the crowd loses their effing minds.
Yeah, it goes off like 2 seconds after the 3 count.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, he just won the open. Like, what was it in '95? Everybody that won their opening match, tons of pyro. I don't get it. I guess that, quote, gets them into the event. I don't know. But Bret then limped to the back, selling his right leg. I said it was a pretty...
Well, remember, he supposedly twists it hopping off the apron.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was.
What I loved about it too is like it wasn't even on camera. Doc Hendricks is like, "Oh my god, I think he twisted his knee. I think he twisted his knee," and we didn't see it because the camera's in the crowd.
Yeah, the camera work back then was not the best, especially in WCW. Holy crap, did those cameramen and the director need to get fired? Like, I never noticed it. Like you were talking about, you don't notice certain things till you look back. WCW's director blew butt. Like, he sucked, especially back in the mid-90s. He was awful. But anyway, pretty decent opener. I gave it 2 Uncle Daves. Nothing spectacular, but it was the opening freaking match, so they wrestled their spot. Then we go to the best mullet in the business, Todd Pettengill. He's pimping...
Oh, yes!
Oh, yeah.
I want to dedicate a whole segment to that mullet.
Oh, we'll get there. It's because I don't know. I don't know. Like, every time I see him, that mullet gets more and more epic. Like, it's fuller, and he slicks it back, and he puts some like product in it. Like, you can tell he spends a lot of time like getting that mullet, TV ready. I've never seen. I'm like, what the hell is it with 1995 and mullets, man?
Because it's epic. Just accept it.
I only had like one member of my family that had a mullet that I can remember, maybe 2. And
You sure you're white?
Yeah. Well, I mean, 2 is the bare minimum, all right? But either way, he was pimping the 1-900 number, where callers can talk about, they can talk to Alundra Blaze and Stan Lane of the Midnight Express. That one I was like, what? I mean, they don't mention anything about the Midnight Express or the Fabulous Ones, but it is Stan Lane, short hair, in a suit. Okay.
Yep.
On WWF pay-per-view, Jerry Lawler comes in and says that they need to get his match with Bret going now while Bret's hurt. He leaves, and Todd sends it to Stephanie Wyatt, who's walking through the In Your House set, walking awkwardly around the security officers who are guarding the contest entries. She shows a video of all of the cops guarding an armored vehicle carrying all of the entries. You heard me right. An armored vehicle carrying the entries for WWF's contest here.
Well, they had like armed guards running all night too.
Yeah. Like this was, the winner gets like the crown jewels or something. Like, good Lord, they went all out with this crap. Made it seem special. But she's then interrupted by Jeff Jarrett's honky music. Vince McMahon then talks to the 1-2-3 Kid on the phone, and the quality sucks. Like, you can barely.
I think he's legit hurt here too.
Well, all I could get out of it was that Kid is injured, his phone is awful, and that he's coming back to go after Double J. Razor is then interviewed backstage, and he says that Jarrett and Rhodey, to them, it's personal now with them. And then he tells 1-2-3 Kid to get his neck well, because apparently he injured his neck. And then he wishes Mama Ramon a happy Mother's Day. This is a theme that will continue through the whole
because this is, of
show.
course, on Mother's Day.
Yes. This is a freaking theme of the event. They should have just called this In Your House Mother's Day, because that's what it felt like. And a really depressing promo happens later. We'll get to. But yeah, it's Jeff Jarrett and the Roadie versus Razor Ramon in a handicap match. So I could not give a damn less about these matches. I don't know why I hate them so bad, but I do.
I'm pretty sure they're over, so.
Yeah, I hope so. I haven't looked ahead.
I met with the crowd. They're massive over.
Wow. When Razor comes out, a kid nearly hops the rail just to touch him. That was funny. Jarrett and Rhodey are wearing
Yeah, that's telling, by the way.
Yeah, he was over like Rover, man. Too bad he couldn't keep himself clean, because he could have went far. Like, and I'm not saying that as a joke. I'm being for real here. Jarrett and Rhodey were wearing matching, ugly black and white attires. Like, and that's saying something when I say that Jarrett's attire is extra ugly tonight. Doc Hendricks tells Vince, "Hey, you don't make the rules around here," at one point in the match. Think about the irony of that for a second. Just think. The referee I put this in the notes, the referee has one sweet mullet. I think it was who's the blonde one? Not
Mike Chioda?
No, there was another one. I can't think of the name. I don't know. You'd know him if you saw him. Razor is in control until Rhodey gets involved, and then it's a fair fight. Razor beats him up, and when Rhodey is tagged in, he's in control the whole time and gyrates his hips. That it's creepy. Jarrett, who is the champion, looks like... Oh, I don't know. Jarrett, who is the champion, looks like a complete goof that can't do a damn thing. Rhodey, who has allegedly never had a match, and especially here in the WWF until now, looks like the more competent worker. Like, what's going on here? Like, seriously, go back and watch this match. Jarrett can't do screw all, but freaking Rhodey is like, when he comes in, he's on top the whole time. I have yet to see Jarrett hit that running leg choke thing on the middle rope. Every time he goes for it, somebody moves and he crotches himself. There's some drunk guy in the front, right in front of Hard Cam, that keeps turning around and trying to hype the crowd, like every drunk guy at every sporting event does.
Yeah, we had one of those in our section at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I don't. Well, which one? There were a ton of drunkies there.
The guy that said, Ronda's great now because he likes her. It's like, oh, I'm
oh, he's the one.
I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm impressed. So,
yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, right. They show Razor has a stripe of tape on his boot that says "Kid," like Waltman died. After a while, Razor finally gets the upper hand and goes off on both men, but Jarrett goes for the figure 4. Gets shoved off and nails Rhodey off the apron. Razor powers Jarrett up and hits what looks like he's legit trying not to get a Razor's edge, but he gets it anyway. Like, it looks like Jarrett's legitimately trying to fight him on this one. But Razor gets the win. Rhodey gets in, and Razor goes for the Razor's edge. Jarrett clips his knee and stops him, and then locks in the figure 4 while the Rhodey dances. Finally, he's saved by Aldo Montoya. I know, just... brace yourself. But he gets in, he beats up the Rhodey, and then Jarrett attacks him, and Montoya gets double-teamed. Next, Savio Vega rushes in, wearing street clothes.
You want to talk about a who's who of run-ins?
I know. Oh, my gosh. But he runs in wearing street clothes, beats him up. Commentary says they have no idea who he is, because keep in mind, until now, he's been Quang under a mask. All the geeks hit the ring to pull him off, but Vega is running wild. Finally, the cops escort him out. My conclusion, I wrote, can I never see these guys wrestle again? And why does Razor have so many friends? 2 Uncle Daves. I might have been overrating it, but that's what I gave it.
That was Mike Chioda, by the way.
Oh, well, okay. Well, either way, he had an epic mullet. They show a commercial for the King of the Ring, and we know that one's going to be amazing. Because we should already know where that one's going.
How liberal can you be with that word?
There's an even better commercial yet to come. We'll get to it. Jerry Lawler is arguing with Jack Tunney backstage, demanding that his match happen right now. He says...
Yes, the Jack Tunney.
Yes, who remembers him? But Lawler says, my mother is waiting! Oh, man. Keep waiting, Mama Lawler. A pretty damn good promo is shown hyping Sid. They show him attacking a ton of people, and Shawn Michaels doing a stretcher job for him on Raw. They made him look like a freaking monster, man. But next, commentary sends it to some dude named Barry Didinsky in the crowd. He's pimping the new Bret Hart t-shirt. He says it comes in, quote, one size fits all, somewhere around an extra large. Because that's the most popular size.
Oh, man. By the way, he was just their salesman, so that's literally all he did.
So he was the poor man's Don West. Got it.
Yeah.
He shows all the people in the crowd wearing the shirt, and all of them have the look.
Bro.
Especially the first guy he shows has like a peach fuzz mustache, big-ass glasses, and a blonde mullet. So... basically, he looks like the artist, the police artist sketch that they show on every newscast. Man, I just buried somebody.
Keep your kid away from this guy.
He's got the look, bro. Oh, anyway. Sorry if that guy is listening, but dude, wouldn't that be awesome if that guy really is listening?
Hell yeah, it would.
How ironic. Up next,
if you own that Bret Hart shirt back in 1995 and we're at it in your house, tweet us immediately.
I'm waiting. Up next, we get the match of the night. It's Mabel versus Adam Bomb in a King of the Ring qualifying match.
Yes.
Mabel is accompanied to the ring by Mo. When Adam Bomb is coming out, Vince says that the Bomb Squad is going to be coming out in droves. Because apparently that was Bomb's fan club.
Did he? I forget. Did he do the thing where he handed out the little toy missiles to kids?
He did, yes. And and Vince laughed his ass off, and he popped huge for that. Like, he thought it was great. Of course he did. Anyway.
Think of the marketing. Toy missiles.
Yeah.
Millions.
Yeah, that'd be great. But I forgot that Adam Bomb used to do this. He gets in the ring and does this kaboom motion, and then this pyro just explodes above his head or like in the ring. Scares the crap out of Mo and Mabel. They scatter. It was great. But Mo...
Yeah, well, scatter as much as Mabel can.
Yeah. Well, he backed up a couple feet, so there you go. Mo, who looks like CeeLo Green, is talking junk to Adam Bomb, and then just gets clocked. Mabel then beats Adam Bomb down. They finally start the match, and Mabel splashes him in the corner, tries and misses on the other side. Bomb punches him and clotheslines him out of the ring before diving out on top of him. That was actually pretty impressive. He threw him into the ring and hits a slingshot clothesline, which was also impressive. But Mabel is way too far away, so he just barely catches him with his fist. He nails a top rope clothesline, but Mabel kicks out at 1. This was when they were trying to make Mabel a monster for whatever reason. Mabel throws him into the corner and sort of hits a wheel kick, but he basically just falls onto his back and puts his foot in the air. It was bad. Then catches Adam Bomb with in a crossbody attempt, and he hits the world's strongest slam, pins him. That was the whole match. Conclusion, I said...
I think your description of the match was longer than the match itself.
Probably. But my conclusion was, I literally wrote, what the hell was this? Dud.
It was a King of the Ring qualifier.
Yeah. They had to gotta make Mabel look strong, pal. And then we go to the back.
Wasn't this Danny Davis's last referee gig?
I don't know. I didn't notice who the ref was because they didn't I
think it was Danny Davis.
Huh. Well, either way. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Freaking Mabel, dude. Just, what the hell? Not to speak ill of the dead, but why him? I don't know.
Because he was huge.
Yeah. He's big and sweaty. Poor Adam Bomb, man. Brian Clark just couldn't cut a break. He's going to go on to be Wrath. Razor Ramon is backstage with Todd Pettengill and says, say hello to Savio Vega, one of the biggest superstars from the Caribbean. I'm like, is he?
Again, man, we're just hearing words being used so liberally.
Yeah, right. Vega can barely be understood through his thick accent. But he affirms his friendship with Razor.
I would hope he went out there and saved his ass.
Yeah. I don't know. Wasn't he Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
And Razor was supposed to be Cuban. Are they just they're whatever, they're all from the same area.
What the hell?
Close enough. Cuba and Puerto Rico are not the same country. I don't know. Whatever. While the Smoking Guns are doing their entrance, Jerry Lawler comes to the ring and gets told by security that he cannot have his match yet, and he's told to get to the back. Bret Hart is shown icing his knee in the backstage area. So yes, spoiler, we're going to see the Smoking Guns. They are taking on...
Jobber entrance, by the way.
Yeah, basically. They come to the ring, and then they are taking on the team of Owen Hart and Yokozuna. They're accompanied by Jim Cornette and Mr. Fuji. It's for the WWF tag titles. A guy is shown
Before we start...
Uh-huh.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, a guy is shown in the crowd, has absolutely zero emotion. He looks bored as hell, and he has one thick freaking unibrow. He looks like, and I'm not saying this to be insulting, but he seriously looks like if you shaved Vince Russo's head, that's this guy. And it might have been. I don't know.
How's that not insulting?
I don't know. But this guy looked bored as hell, and the camera was like fixated on him. I'm like, why? Move the camera. But what were you saying?
Before we even start, we got to talk about of course, the epic mullets on the Smoking Guns.
Oh, yeah. Well, I actually wrote, I said, with the referee, Owen, Bart, and Billy Gunn, there are a total of 4 mullets in this match.
Hell yes! I forgot about Owen having one.
Owens didn't look too bad because he had kind of longer bangs, but he did, in fact, have a mullet. The rest of them just looked super white. Yokozuna grabs the Japanese flag and waves it to get heat, because that was back when Americans hated everybody. Shockingly, Yoko starts the match. He doesn't stay in long before tagging in Owen. I know. Shocker.
Oh, there's a shocker.
Yeah. And he's already super sweaty. Billy looks like an idiot. Because he gets distracted by Mr. Fuji, who is literally just standing at ringside waving the flag. That's it. He's not doing anything, just waving the Japanese flag, which he was doing throughout most of the match. But Billy gets distracted by this. Moron.
And also, not one Japanese guy participating in this match.
Mr. Fuji? Well, I guess he wasn't participating per se. But yeah, you're right. I actually blew Kyle's mind with that when I told him that Yoko was Japanese. I'm like, how did you not know this?
Well, my mind was blown like 1998 when I found out.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause, I mean, looking back now, you're like, yeah, he's clearly Samoan. But, I mean, back then, you're like, yeah, he's Japanese. Just take his word for it. Whatever. But anyway, while outside, Billy dodges Yoko, who runs into the post. The Guns do well for a while before Bart goes flying outside of the ring and gets leg dropped by Yoko. Cornette gets nailed off the apron and takes a big old bump. Mother ever. And then Owen pins Bart for the win. Conclusion. Again, Yoko barely did a damn thing, and he looked gassed after just walking to the ring. 1.5 Uncle Dave's. Ugh.
Yeah, that match was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was something. Well, this is where the whole tone... All right, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, it's, as Bruce Prichard would say, the drizzling... We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, then that damn bell had to ring. You know what's sad is like 3 out of 4 men on that team, are dead. Owen, Yoko, and Mr. Fuji.
Yeah, it's always hard watching these back and realizing that.
Yeah. Cornette is still alive because the damned, fueled by hate, never die.
Well, I mean, when you're an atheist, you have nowhere to go, so you just have to stay on Earth.
I was going to ask, Vader is ginger, so where did he go?
I don't know.
Too soon?
I'm not touching it.
I'm sorry. But yeah, backstage we go with Todd Pettengill interviewing Diesel. My God, this promo brought me down. It starts off like really sad, and then it just gets weird. Because first of all, this is where I wrote, Todd's mullet is thick and rocking hard.
Hell yes, it's like blowing in the wind too.
Yeah. Yeah,
bouncing all around.
He's full on business in the front, hardcore party in the back, man. But Diesel starts by telling everybody that his mom died right before Christmas, so this is his first Mother's Day without her. And I'm like, damn, like, way to bring us down, Big D.
He's got a way about him.
Right? But then he ends it super weird by saying, Sid calls himself the master, well, I am the walrus, coo-coo-ca-choo. Like, what the... Okay. And that was the end. Way to go, Big Sexy.
Yep. Always leave him wanting more.
Well, right after we get to get through that weird ass thing, Jerry Lawler is in the ring with some hot chick saying that it's his mother. She's clearly younger than he is. She says that it would make her...
Oh, it could just be some really good surgery. Don't assume.
Oh, yeah. All right. She says that it would make her proud if Lawler beat Bret tonight. Then she says that she wants to challenge Helen Hart to a match. Lawler asks if she's there, if she's even there tonight, and then King says, if you see a pile of wrinkled flesh and in one of these seats, that's probably Helen Hart. So messed up. But
yeah. He said worse though.
Oh well, yeah. He is Jerry freaking Lawler. But the hot chick then kisses Jerry on the cheek, and he says, "Watch what I do to Bret Hart." And then go back to gorilla position where Bret is talking with Todd Pettengill, and he shows that his knee is perfectly fine, and he said, "It's not April Fool's Day, but it'll have to do." And apparently he was just selling the knee the whole time, and he's fine. So Jerry Lawler freaks out. And when Bret comes out, Lawler runs for his damn life, but Bret gets a hold of him, and he beats the hell out of him. Just like beats him like he owes him money. Doc Hendricks said, "I guess all that acting from Lonesome Dove paid off." Does anybody remember Lonesome Dove?
Plug.
Yeah. Was he still doing that show at that time?
Sure.
I don't know. I never watched the thing because I'm not that white. But I guess that was one of the things when he went to WCW. I guess he was like, "Oh, I can be an actor on the side, whatever." It's like, not so much.
Guy can dream, can he?
Yeah. Oh, he dreamed all right. I mean, read his book. Sorry. Anyway, Lawler uses his finishing move as a cutoff because like. Bret whips him into the ropes and bends over like he's going to back body drop him, and then Lawler just catches him in a pile driver. Well, Bret stands right up, starts beating the crap out of him again. I'm like, what the hell? Bret no-sold the pile driver. And then Bret drags Lawler's eyes across the ropes, and then Lawler thumbs him in the eye. Why the hell should I boo Lawler for that after Bret just raked his eyes?
Because he's a heel, whatever.
Yeah, but he didn't come out of a box, so he can't be that over. But then Shinja comes out. Second sighting of him tonight because we need more Shinja. But
I don't think those words have ever been uttered on this planet.
Nope. Earl Hebner takes a bump through the ropes, and he gets his foot caught in the ropes, like so he's just hanging there by one foot. Hakushi then runs in, and he literally jumps onto Bret Hart. Hakushi goes up to the top again while Lawler holds Bret, and he hits 2 flying headbutts in a row. Shinja finally helps Hebner get in, and then Lawler does a jackknife cover and gets the 3 count. The hot chick cheers for him wildly at ringside. Then Hakushi comes back and clotheslines Bret. Bret ducks, or excuse me, he goes to clothesline Bret. Bret ducks, and Hakushi takes out Lawler. Bret then takes out Hakushi, and then Shinja. So Bret gets his heat, very well, not heat back, but yeah, his momentum back in the end. My conclusion, the interference, the fact that Lawler looks useless, and the no-selling of the 2 pile drivers, because, Bret hit a pile driver earlier, and Lawler basically no-sold it. Just made me really shake my head in this match. I gave it 1 1/4 Uncle Dave. This was not good. Gosh. And I love Bret. It's just, if I remember correctly, this feud goes on for a while in 95, and I hated all of it. I hated this feud. I don't know about you.
I actually don't remember how I felt about it back in the day.
Like, the actual feud itself, like, the mic work and the promos were fine. The matches just were not all, like, most of them were not good. It was a bunch of Lawler, like, talking crap. They get in the ring. He runs like a scared little you-know-what, and Bret beats his ass. That was how all of their matches went. I don't know. Oh, the camera zoomed in really close on Sid's face backstage while he's cutting a promo, and he's cutting it, like, under his breath like this. And he's very, very sweaty. Big and sweaty. And he's breathing hard. Must have been watching Cops. Anyway. Here's a moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Pettengill and Stephanie Wyant are in front of the entrance set, which is a house. And they're showing videos of the house that they're giving away. It's on a golf course. I know it's a country club home on a golf course in Orlando. It shocked me too. But anyway, they agree that they need to mix up the entrance, which it's a giant vat pool thing full of like letters. It's weird. And they agree that, we need to mix it up. So how do we do that? Oh, we need rakes. Because that's practical. So
man,
they're like, well, where do you keep the rakes? Oh, they're in the garage. So Pettengill goes and runs to the backstage through what looks like a garage. Then he brings out rakes, and he gives one to Stephanie, and they kind of stir them up, but they basically just like half-heartedly touch the letters with the rakes. They didn't really mix anything up. Todd then lifts up Stephanie into the vat, and she pulls out an envelope, and Todd hands it to two fairly weird-looking, curly-haired people with thick-ass glasses. The safe bet was that they were lawyers. Todd picks up...
jobbers.
Yeah. Todd picks up the phone, and Stephanie says, "This is so exciting." No, Stephanie, it isn't. Todd gets the operator on the first call, and Vince laughs his ass off.
Already a failure, pal.
Ha ha, good crap. Live TV. Todd then finally gets a guy on the line, and they can hear his family going nuts in the background. A woman keeps screaming, and the guy says, "This is a joke. It's a joke." Finally, they blow off a ton of pyro. Because back in 95, WWE loved wasting pyro.
Yep. Now they can't even get any to save their life.
Yep. We're lucky if we get it at the big shows. This was just in your house. But now we go to the main event. It was Diesel defending the WWF heavyweight title against Sid, just Sid, with Ted DiBiase. This match actually didn't suck. After you and I did that watch-along for their Powerbomb match, I was like, man, this is going to blow. But it didn't. So there's that. I noticed that Sid was wearing red trunks, which he didn't do that. He didn't do that a whole lot in this era.
He wore them in WCW all the time.
Oh, really? I thought he just wore the black.
Nope. And when he was Sid Justice, he wore blue.
I remember that one because he took on he wore them at WrestleMania. Was that 8?
Yeah.
Against Hogan. Yeah. That masterpiece. Anyway,
if we're gonna start talking about this match, we need to acknowledge the mullets.
Well, Diesel's mullet has grown out by this point, so he has actual just regular hair at this point. Sid has always had a mullet.
Sid rocking the hardest mullet.
Oh yeah, he's got the big old
hardest
curly...
Arkansas mullet you've ever seen in your life.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's a big curly blonde mullet. Oh man, it was like textbook mullet. And from Arkansas, man, that makes it better. I noticed Diesel's pyro goes off about 10 seconds after he does his damn pose, so we're just sitting there waiting. And I made mention of this again. Tim White is a referee for this one.
Building anticipation for the pyro, dude.
Yeah, build anticipation for it. Well, Tim White tried to blow himself up with it, but it wasn't wise and it didn't work. But Sid jumps onto the apron like Brock Lesnar. That was surprising. I've never seen him do that before. But
yeah, again, that's something he used to do a lot. So.
Well, that shows how much I watched Sid matches. Diesel starts off with 2 flying clotheslines in the corner. Nash used to be able to move pretty damn well before all them knee surgeries. I will say, freaking Diesel, man. It's like he downed a couple of espressos before going into this match. Did you hook him up, Greg?
No comment.
Diesel beats the tar out of Sid for a while. He even hits a flying clothesline off the ropes and gets a 1 count. I was like, what the hell, Nash?
The whole 1?
Yeah, 1 count. Yeah. But Sid nearly does the Randy Orton-style punt to Diesel on the outside of the ring, but instead of the toe of his boot, he hits him with the bottom of it. But he sets up just like the punt kick. Sid's offense is super slow and methodical. I suppose that makes him a good heel contrast to babyface Diesel's faster-paced offense. I will say Sid has one hell of a leg drop because he jumps about 5 feet in the frickin' air for it. When Sid is in control, the match gets super slow and boring. Sid gets Diesel up for a perfect powerbomb. I out loud yelled, "Holy S!" Like, I was at work and alone, so, but my reaction was, "Holy crap, that was great." But Sid takes, forever to taunt, and he gets a 2 count. But, Diesel nails a jackknife powerbomb and gets a 2 count before... he gets a 2 count because Tatanka runs in and jumps him, and he gets Sid disqualified. DiBiase then gets in and stomps away at Diesel as well. Sid then signals for the powerbomb before getting backdropped by Diesel, and then Bam Bam Bigelow runs in to fight off the $1 Million Corporation. And you told me the backstory about this because I was super confused. They kicked him out of the $1 Million Corporation?
Yeah, for losing to LT.
Well, I mean, that is pretty embarrassing. So he was a good guy for once?
Yeah. I think he was all the way up until he left.
Yeah, I forget about them days. But
oh yeah, I mean, quick thing to make him a face when he came out. He didn't wear the leather jacket anymore. He had some cartoony flames that were like football shoulder pads.
I remember that. Yeah, it was like a big old collar. Yeah. Oh, that was epic, man. Because if there's one thing that makes a biker look more intimidating, is pajamas with flames on them and that giant flame collar.
You sound sarcastic when you say that.
Yeah. Diesel celebrates with Bam Bam, and more damn pyro goes off.
Yeah.
Conclusion, this was way better than I thought it would be. Diesel had his working boots on for this one. I gave it 2.5 Uncle Dave's. I think this was the highest rated match I gave of the frickin' night. It was...
Wow, it was that bad.
This is what I wanted to talk about. A commercial plays to close the event, and they left it on the network. It was robotic talking blue aliens in a spaceship attempting to destroy the world, saying that humans are terrible. Then they say a reason for not destroying the planet was, quote, one organization with a devoted fan following named the World Wrestling Federation. Then they decide to spare the Earth, and a narrator says, the World Wrestling Federation. You never know, we might be saving the world. What the
hell?
What did I just watch? This was the worst commercial I've ever seen.
Wait, what? It was just that? It was not a promo for a pay-per-view?
No, it was just a promo for them.
Oh my God. I thought you were going somewhere with this.
No, it went nowhere. I kept waiting for
How did I not remember this?
Go back right after this match ends. They show that promo. It's on the network. Go check it out. Swear to God. I thought I'd taken drugs and couldn't remember. But this was real. It was something.